Right now, billions of people around the world follow a religion: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism. These belief systems have shaped entire civilizations, started wars, built empires, created art, music, architecture, and moral codes that define how we live today. But here's a question that almost nobody asks. What did people believe in before any of those religions existed? Before the Bible was written, before the Quran, before the Vedas, before any organized religion existed at all? What happened when an ancient human looked up at the night sky, watched a thunderstorm destroy everything around them, or held a dying family member in their arms, and had absolutely no explanation for any of it? What did they believe in then? The answer is one of the most fascinating stories in all of human history, and it changes everything you think you know about where religion actually came from. First, let's understand what we mean by before religion. The world's oldest organized religions, Hinduism, Judaism, are roughly 3,000 to 4,000 years old, but modern humans have existed for at least 300,000 years. That means for roughly 296,000 years, humans lived, loved, suffered, and died without any organized religion at all. No temples, no priests, no holy books, no formal rituals or structured belief systems. Just raw human consciousness trying to make sense of an overwhelming, terrifying, and beautiful world. So what filled that space? What did ancient humans reach for when they needed to explain the unexplainable? The answer starts with the most basic human instinct of all: fear. Ancient humans lived in a world that felt completely alive. The wind moved, the river flowed, the fire flickered, the storm raged, the sun rose and set every single day without fail. To a modern human, these things are just natural phenomena: physics, weather patterns, orbital mechanics. But to an ancient human with no science, these things felt intentional. The wind didn't just blow, something was making it blow. The river didn't just flow, something was guiding it. The storm didn't just happen, something was angry. This belief that everything in nature has a living spirit or consciousness is called animism. And anthropologists believe it was the very first form of human belief, possibly going back 100,000 years or more. In an animist worldview, the forest is not just trees. It is a living entity with feelings, intentions, and power. The river is not just water. It has a personality, sometimes generous, sometimes dangerous. The animals you hunt are not just food. They are spiritual beings that must be respected and thanked. This wasn't superstition. This was ancient humans trying to build a relationship with a world that felt overwhelmingly powerful and completely unpredictable. Here's where it gets even fascinating. Ancient humans almost certainly had intense spiritual experiences and had no way to explain them. Dreams were one of the most powerful. Every night, ancient humans experienced vivid dreams, dead relatives returning to speak with them, flying through the sky, transforming into animals, visiting strange worlds. With no understanding of neuroscience or sleep cycles, how would you explain that? The most logical conclusion was that during sleep, your consciousness left your body and traveled to another realm, a spirit world that existed alongside the physical world. Dead relatives weren't truly gone. They existed somewhere else and could still communicate. This belief in a spirit world existing parallel to the physical world is found in almost every ancient culture on Earth, from Africa to Australia to the Americas, which suggests it wasn't invented. It was independently discovered by human minds everywhere, because the experience of dreaming made it feel completely real. Then there were natural psychedelic plants. Ancient humans encountered plants and fungi with powerful mind-altering properties, and the experiences they produced were so overwhelming and otherworldly that they could only be interpreted as contact with something divine. Visions, voices, a feeling of complete unity with the universe. These experiences formed the foundation of early spiritual belief in many ancient cultures. As belief systems developed, rituals followed. The oldest known ritual site ever discovered is Brunicle Cave in France, dating back an astonishing 176,000 years. Deep inside the cave, ancient humans arranged broken stalagmites into circular structures and lit fires inside them. There was no practical reason to do this deep inside a dark cave. No shelter, no food preparation, no survival benefit. This was done for a purpose beyond the physical world. It was ritual. It was ceremony. It was the earliest evidence we have of humans reaching towards something beyond themselves. Then there is burial. From at least 100,000 years ago, humans were burying their dead with extraordinary care: flowers, tools, food, personal objects. This tells us something profound. Ancient humans believed that death was not the end, that something continued beyond the physical body, that the person who died still needed things, still existed somewhere. This belief in life after death is perhaps the most universal human belief of all, found in every culture, on every continent, throughout all of recorded history. It didn't start with organized religion. It started around a fire with grieving ancient humans who simply could not accept that the people they loved were truly gone forever. As these beliefs developed, certain individuals emerged who seemed to have a special connection to the spirit world. These were the first shamans. A shaman was someone who could, or claimed to, travel between the physical world and the spirit world. They could communicate with the spirits of dead ancestors. They could negotiate with the spirits of animals before a hunt. They could interpret dreams. They could heal sickness by addressing its spiritual cause.
The shaman was the first priest, the first doctor, and the first psychologist, all in one person. Evidence of shamanic practice has been found across every ancient culture on Earth. Cave paintings in France and Spain, some of the oldest art ever discovered, appear to depict shamanic rituals and spirit journeys. The shaman gave the tribe something incredibly powerful: a sense that the terrifying, unpredictable world around them was not completely out of control, that someone could speak to the forces behind it, that there was a way to negotiate with the universe. So what did ancient humans believe in before religion existed? They believed everything was alive, everything had spirit, everything had intention. They believed in a world beyond the physical, visited in dreams and visions where the dead still existed and could still speak. They believed that certain special people could bridge both worlds and bring back wisdom, healing, and guidance. These weren't primitive superstitions. They were the first human attempts to answer the deepest questions of all. Why are we here? What happens when we die? Is there something greater than us? The same questions that every religion in human history has tried to answer. Ancient humans just answered them in their own way, with nothing but their imagination, their fear, their grief, and their overwhelming sense of wonder at the world around them. And in a strange way, that feeling hasn't changed at all. We're still asking the exact same questions today.